What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Infinite Curiosities. I'm Matt, and today we're diving into something that'll mess with your ears and maybe your mind. We're talking about voices through the static, uncovering the creepiest audio mysteries, the scariest, weirdest, and most mysterious sounds ever captured on tape. From ghostly whispers hidden in old recordings to eerie calls from creatures that might or might not exist.
Wait, so these are actual sounds people have caught, like real recordings?
Exactly. Some of these are from decades ago. Some went viral online just recently, but all of them share one thing. They'll send chills down your spine. And if you've ever wondered what it's like to hear something unexplainable crackle through the static, well, you're in for a wild ride. Before we get too deep, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, drop a comment, tell us your creepiest audio story, and share this episode if you want your friends to have some goosebumps too. All right, with that said, let's turn up the volume and start peeling back the layers of the unknown. All right, Sean, this is a fun episode, man. I like stuff like this. These episodes, Sean's, are what I find really fun. We get into those scary story type, you know what I mean? Like I like scary stories, man. They're fun and they freak you out. And there's something uniquely disturbing about sound. You can close your eyes and block out any image, but when you hear something, you feel it in your bones. That's when the recordings we're diving into today, these eerie, unexplained bits of audio, hit differently. They're the kind of thing that burrow into your brain and sticks around long after you've hit pause. Let's start with a classic paranormal phenomenon, the EVP, or electronic voice phenomenon. In this quiet little town in Palmyra, New York, paranormal investigators were exploring an old building known for strange activity, doors slamming, lights flickering, the usual creepy stuff. They left their equipment running overnight, and when they played back the tape, the next morning they found some chilling, not just static, not just background noise, but a voice whispering the words that no one present remembered hearing. That voice, if you couldn't make it out, says you don't belong here. And Sean swears he heard it. You swear you heard it?
I swear I heard it.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel weird at this stuff. All right. Now, whether you believe in ghosts or not, that's just unsettling. There's no one else in the room. The investigators were asleep, and yet there it is, as if the building itself was trying to warn them off.
It kind of sounds tired, or like it's been saying it for years.
Ugh, that sounds terrifying. Like it's not angry, just done. Tired of being disturbed. Can you imagine? Like you're just a ghost. You're like, dude, just leave me alone.
Yeah.
Get out. That's what makes it so creepy. There's a kind of sad finality to it. And that's the thing with EVPs. They're almost always recorded, never heard in the moment. It's like something wants to be heard, but only when no one's listening. Now, not all mysterious recordings come from haunted houses or abandoned asylums. Some might come from much further away, like deep space, Sean. Out in the new frontier, okay? Cue the wow signal. Back in 1977, a volunteer astronomer named Jerry was monitoring radio waves at Ohio State's biggest ear radio telescope when something strange came through. A strong, narrowband radio signal lasting exactly 72 seconds showed up on the readout. It came from the direction of the constellation Sagittarius, and it didn't match any known satellite, aircraft, or Earth-based transmission. Inman was so struck by the intensity of the signal that he circled a specific alphanumerical code on the printout and wrote one simple word in the margin: wow. And here it is now. The signal code that was circled was 6EQUJ5. That might sound random, but it's actually part of a system of rate signals. And that's why this stands out so much, Sean, because number 1 through 9 were used as low intensities, and then letters A through Z stood for higher levels. So when you hit a letter like U in the sequence, that means it peaked way off the normal chart, around 30 times stronger than just regular background noise. So it's literally like a sheet of paper, right? And the sheet of paper has ones and twos, ones and twos, ones and twos all over it, because that's the baseline of how space sounds. So when you have like a U come up that's 30 times the normal sound of space, it can't just be a phenomenon. You know what I mean? It's like I said, it's mostly ones or twos. And this one, I mean, it's like shouting through space. You know what I mean?
So it's like space screaming?
Literally like exactly what it is. And what's creepier, it was incredibly narrowband, super focused, like someone beamed it directly at us on purpose. And just once, it's never been heard again. Nothing at that strength has been heard again.
That's worse somehow. Like it knew we were listening.
Isn't that creepy? It's kind of like that's kind of disturbing. Like imagine like narrow-banded, focused at Earth to be heard, and we heard it. That's what's crazy. It's kind of the thing that makes you wonder if the cosmos screamed at us and we just missed our chance to respond, kind of thing, you know? Now we're going deep, literally. Back in the 1980s, a team of Russian scientists drilled one of the deepest holes in human history, over 12 kilometers down into Earth's crust, at the site called Kola Super Deep borehole. As the story goes, once they reached a certain depth, they lowered a microphone down into the shaft, and what they heard was not the creaking of rocks and underground pressure. It's giving me chills every time I think about it. What they claimed to have recorded were screams, and here it is now. So now considering, Sean, 12 kilometers is 7 miles underground, right? Now, is it real? The jury's out. A lot of people think it was a hoax, right? Possibly made from looping audio of screams and distorting it. But even if it's fake, it works because of where it's supposedly from. Something about the idea of drilling too deep and finding not molten rock, but a place no human is ever meant to go. It taps into something like a primal fear almost, you know?
Yeah, man. I'm not trying to dig too deep in anything ever again.
Dude, isn't that creepy though? Like the screams, like it sounds like tortured souls. You know what I mean?
Mm.
It's weird. It's weird. And I mean, you heard it. What do you think?
Creepy, more like terrifying.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, that's actually really good. There's almost something biblical about it. Like we tried to reach the underworld and it screamed back at us. From haunted whispers to signals in the stars and even screams from the bowels of the earth. Who knew static could be so full of secrets? Makes you wonder what's waiting for us next. Maybe something that's not just heard, but seen in the dark woods? Now let's step into the wild, into the deep shadowy forest and swampy backwaters where sunlight barely touches the ground. There's places have long been setting of legends and mysteries, from giant hairy beasts roaming the underbrush to strange calls echoing through the night. And in some cases, we actually have recordings of those sounds. So let's take a closer look. This next sound is one of the scariest sounds I've ever heard. And it really does unsettle me to this day. Every time I hear it, it gives me chills. It does. Like it every time I hear it, dude, it freaks me out. It really does. And the Sierra sounds first hit the public ear in the early 70s when wildlife researcher Ron and Al Berry ventured into the Sierra Nevada mountains in California. Their goal was simple: capture the sound of nature for a documentary. What they captured instead was something totally unexpected. The tapes revealed a series of vocalizations unlike any other. Dude, I'm already getting chills thinking about this damn thing. A mix of deep howls, high-pitched whistles, and what some say almost sound like a kind of song. Scientists and cryptozoologists have debated what made these sounds ever since. Some argue they're just coyotes or owls, but the patterns and complexity have led many to believe it could be something bigger, something unknown, maybe even Bigfoot. What's especially eerie is the tonal quality. These sounds seem to carry emotion, almost like a language. Some say you can hear a sort of call and response, like the creatures were talking to each other. Let's take a listen.
What are you trying to talk to this? Somebody actually. Like laughing at me. That's our job. Now we know where we look for tracks of life for sure. There's two of them across the creek at the big rocks. It's a hard act to follow. He sounds like he talks to us and they talk to each other. Yeah. Right there, I just seen movement right through there.
That doesn't sound like any animal I know. It's almost like they're singing or telling a story.
Dude, and here's the kicker, dude. Despite the extensive research and studies, no one's been able to definitely identify the source of those recordings. There's this haunting mystery hanging in the air, reminding us how little we truly know about what's out there. And dude, we've grown up in the woods. We've grown up hunting. I've never in my life heard anything like that before, dude. And that, I don't know, man. It just freaks me out. They sound like knowledgeable, like they're talking to each other. But then at one point, like it sounds like they're surrounding the camp and they're, you know what I mean? Like, like almost like coordinating where people, dude, that one freaks me out. That one gets me.
I think the scary part about it to me is you can hear them kind of ping-ponging back from different sides of the microphone.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's like they're intelligent. You know what I mean? And that's what's scary about it. Like if they're intelligent, how intelligent are they? Next, we head to the swamps of Florida, home to the creature that's like the cousin of Bigfoot, the skunk ape. The skunk ape has been a part of Florida's folklore for decades, described as a large, hairy, bipedal creature with a powerful, unpleasant odor. Hence the name. In the 90s, some hunters and swamp guides recorded audio deep in the Everglades that captured guttural screams, snarls, and guttural growls. Sounds that didn't match any known local wildlife. These recordings stand out because of the raw intensity. They sound aggressive, almost like territorial, but also intelligent, like the creature was aware of being listened to. Some locals believe the skunk ape uses these vocalizations to warn off intruders or communicate with others of its kind.
Man, that would have been terrifying to hear, especially by yourself in the middle of nowhere.
And you're exactly right. You're hitting the nail on the head, dude, because I wouldn't want to hear that alone in the woods either. And while skeptics chalk it up to hoax or misidentification, the persistent stories and constant audio evidence keeps the legend alive, reminding us that the Everglades still hold secrets deep in the swamp that we may never know. Finally, we move to the dense forest of the Pacific Northwest, a hotspot for Bigfoot sightings and mysterious noises. Over decades, hikers, hunters, and even forest rangers have reported hearing strange howls, screams, and knocks echoing through the night. Some of these sounds have been captured on tape and remain unexplained. Cryptozoologists have studied these recordings closely. While some can be attributed to known animals, many of the howling screams don't match any known species in the area. They're louder, more prolonged, and carry a haunting quality that sticks with you. What's fascinating is that these recordings often coincide with report sightings. Glimpses of large, shadowy figures darting through trees.
It's like the forest itself is alive, but it's trying to hide something inside of it.
And that's what makes these things so crazy, right? Is that everybody sees things and hears things, but we never know what it's actually coming from, right? These sounds feel like echoes from a world just beyond our understanding. And maybe that's what makes them so unnerving, is that we know they're there, we know it's happening, but we don't ever see what it is making these noises. So when you hear these wild voices, whether it's mysterious Sierra sounds, the swamp cries of the skunk ape, or the eerie howls of the northern woods, it's hard not to feel that there's something out there. Something watching, communicating, maybe even waiting. Makes you want to double check the locks on your cabin door, right? I mean, how could it not? We've listened to ghostly whispers, we've wandered into the woods to hear something possibly not human. But now we're going to dive into a different kind of terrifying. Not monsters, not spirits. The next recordings, they sound human, but they're not right. They weren't supposed to be heard, and some were never supposed to exist at all. Let's talk about voices that shouldn't exist. In the early 60s, during the height of the space race, a pair of Italian amateur radio operators named Keel and Giovanni were monitoring Soviet frequencies. These brothers had a pretty impressive setup in an abandoned World War II bunker near Turin, and one night they caught something. A faint crackling transmission, a woman's voice, panicked, weak, and speaking Russian. It sounded like she was trapped in space. She talks about something going wrong, that it's getting hot, that the oxygen is falling. Then the transmission just cuts. No names, no explanations, and no rescue. Soviet authorities denied it ever happened. There's no official recording of a female cosmonaut lost before Valentina, the first known woman in space, but if it was a hoax, it's a chilling and well done one.
Okay, that was terrifying.
Yeah.
Space, a woman screaming at us?
Dude, I know. And the desperation in her voice. Even if you don't speak the language, like you can still feel the desperation. Whether it was a real broadcast or a terrifying fabrication, that tape definitely leaves a mark. Now let's talk about something that still happens to this day. Number stations. These are mysterious shortwave radio broadcasts. You know what these are, right?
Mhm.
1, 7, 17, whatever, right? These are shortwave radio broadcasts that just repeat strings of numbers, tones, or random words in robotic and distorted voices. No one ever officially claims them, but they're believed to be secret communications, mostly for spies, right?
Just throwing this out there.
Tell me.
There's a theory
Okay.
that these numbers are supposedly to wake up sleeper agents.
That's crazy. But then there are really strange ones, like the backwards Russian man. Instead of numbers, you get a warped male voice speaking what sounds like Russian, but reversed, hence the name, right? Shocker. Background noises include thuds, static, even what sounds like water dripping. There's no pattern, no context. It's not just creepy, it's almost like ritualistic.
3, 2, 1, 6, 4, 4, 1, 1, 6, 4, 4, 1, 8, 3, 8, 7, 2, 8, 3, 8, 7, 2, 3, 0, 2, 2, 4, 3, 0, 2, 2, 4, 3, 2, 0, 9, 8, 3, 2, 0, 9, 8, 9, 4, 8, 9, 4, 8, 3, 5, 3, 5, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0.
So we're in math class. What the hell?
Oh God. Yeah, no kidding, right? With all those numbers being thrown at you. Some say that these are failed or corrupted transmissions. Others think they're intentional, tests, decoys, or something more. Either way, they're impossible to ignore once you've heard one. Let's jump to the 80s. I think you've seen this one. It's that guy with the mask on, the combed hair.
Oh, yes,
Right.
yes.
Okay, cool. Specifically, Chicago, 1987. During a late night airing of Doctor Who, a TV signal was hijacked by someone in a Max Headroom mask. The screen cuts out, and the distorted, jittery figure appears, mumbling nonsense, laughing manically, quoting random ads, even making strange moaning noises. Haven't we all? The whole thing lasted less than 2 minutes, but it was unhinged. Authorities never caught the person. No one ever took credit for it, and the FCC, the FBI looked into it, and nothing. To this day, it's the most famous and creepiest unsolved broadcast hijack ever. And you're going to watch it now.
Man, the video, it's just so offsetting. The way
Yeah.
he looks, the voices, the moaning. It's very uncanny.
Yeah, no, I mean, like the lo-fi quality, the randomness, the fact that it was live, right? It's like an internet creepypasta before the internet even existed. And knowing we still don't know who did it just makes it worse. From an eerie TV hijacking, and last but not least, an EVP, a paranormal investigator in the early 2000s, was exploring a supposedly haunted home in Pennsylvania. The location had a history of strange cold spots, voices, and things moving on their own. When reviewing audio from the investigation, he heard something that wasn't audible at the first recording. A soft female voice. Just 2 words. Whispered but clear. I'm cold. No one else was in the room when it was captured, and no equipment failure could explain the voice. And here it is.
Damn, Jackie, I can't control the weather.
No kidding, right? It's simplicity, right? It's not a scream or a threat. It's just cold, which somehow makes it even more sad and terrifying. So whether it's long forgotten cosmonauts, coded radio transmission, masked intruders, or whispers from beyond, these recordings prove that sound alone can tell stories more unsettling than any ghost picture ever could. Sometimes the scariest things isn't what you see, it's what you hear and can't explain. If you're still here, congrats. You're officially braver than most. From eerie voices in abandoned buildings to sounds echoing through the wilderness, there's something about audio that just gets under your skin. No flashy visual, no jump scares, just raw, unsettling sound.
Yeah, I think I'm sleeping with a nightlight after this one.
He sleeps with a nightlight every night. Don't let him lie to you.
Shh.
And, and hey, we know we didn't cover every creepy recording out there. So if you've got a terrifying EVP, monster growl, or just plain old weird voicemail, you think we need to hear it, send it our way. Hit us up in the comments, shoot us a message, or tag us online. And if you enjoyed this dive into the disturbing world of the paranormal and unexplained audio, do us a favor, like and subscribe wherever you're listening. It helps more curious minds find their way here.
And if you didn't enjoy it, well, that's just a scary thought itself.
Yeah, no kidding. How could you not like this, right? Well, catch you next time with more strange, spine-chilling stories. And until then, stay curious.